Hello and welcome to Khans of the Steppe, the brand new DLC for Crusader Kings III, which adds in a new government type, yet another new government type, which is going to add some well-needed flavour to the northeast of the current map. This is an area that was mostly filled with low development holdings and was mostly just there so that the Mongols could spawn there. However, now it's got a whole new set of mechanics and I'm very excited to jump in. Now, who are we going to be playing? We're going to be playing Kokotoy of the Kirghiz in 1066. There's a reason I've chosen 1066. I feel like if we start in 867, we're probably going to be quite strong, as nomads aren't as tied to their holdings as, say, feudal rulers would be, which means that I feel like we would be too strong if we start too early. However, we can't start in 1178, because that's where Temujin is, and I imagine that most of the nomad focus is gonna be on him. So, 1066, Kokotoy, nice small realm, gives us a lot of opportunity to learn the mechanics. As it's an area that didn't have much flavour beforehand, let's read the description and get a rough idea of what type of character we are and what we're looking to achieve. A whispered mention of the Kirghiz people used to send shivers down the spines of all who lived in the northern steppes. Those days are long gone, their empire shattered, and only a faint whisper of the Kirghiz Khaganate clings on in the north. Will the last flickers of Kirghiz glory be snuffed out, or can its flame burn brighter than the sun once more? Let's go. Let's start. The Great Steppe, an endless sea of grass and rock. The steppe is not a merciful home. Tents get assembled and disassembled with the change of the seasons. Whole villages moved over a harsh blizzard or a more powerful enemy. Man is at the mercy of the beasts. What the herd needs to survive is what the herd will get. Who will conquer the elements and rise as the Khan of Khans? You are one of the nomadic rulers in the region of the Great Steppe. Inspect each icon to view details about the situation. So, county fertility, brand new mechanic. Fertility is going to be per county, fertility will go down I believe over time. Once it's low, it's time to move on. So let's just quickly read its longer description. Fertility stabilizes around the fertility equilibrium, allowing nomadic rulers with a large domain limit to sustain their herd growth. Fertility is affected by the Steppe Seasons and slowly replenished by herders. Herders are who holds land once you move on. So if you migrate, I believe a herder will get the land that you previously held, right? It's a way so that each piece of land still has a ruler, even when you're not ruling it. Herders are also another new government type, however, it's not a playable government type. It's basically just a placeholder for somebody who holds some land that the nomads can go to, as far as I can tell. When a realm's fertility is low, it's assigned to migrate. Migration is essential to nomads. When the county fertility in their realms is low, they will often move in search of greener pastures. Migration can only target de jure titles, and the accessible tiers are limited by a ruler's dominance. A proposal will be sent to the nomad with the biggest herd in the desired area, and they can decide whether to leave their lands willingly or go to war to defend them. Herders will always leave their lands as they do not have the means to defend themselves. So yeah, herders will hold land if you just happen to leave. If you can also then push somebody out, and then they could push somebody else out, and so on and so forth. County control slows down the rate at which fertility grows by a percentage equal to the current control. So if you've got low county control, then fertility won't grow? That's what I'm reading that as. Seasons! A steppe season represents the current climate of the Great Steppe and the effects that this has on county fertility, as well as the actions that are available to involved situation rulers. Steppe seasons are independent to each region, and nomadic rulers may want to move to those with positive active seasons. On occasion, the same season may occur in more than one situation region at a time. So, I believe that one of the dev diaries said that there are 3 bad seasons, 2 good seasons, 1 really good season, and 1 really bad season. So, there's probably going to be more bad seasons than good, and it's probably going to be one of the main reasons you might want to move on from an area. At least from the dev diaries. And then migration. Yes, which we've already read. Together, we ride. So this is us, right over here in this bit of land So let's see what it wants to tell us about the Great Steppe. Yes. So there is now a situation button. Right, so let's click it. So we can now see the different effects. So we are currently in the Eastern Steppe. And the Eastern Steppe, I'm assuming, is got some kind of winter thing on here. Although I'm not entirely sure. Season effects. So effects on nomadic rulers in the region. County fertility consumption is increased. So we're using more because of the seasons effect. On subjects, demand obedience character interaction has a higher acceptance chance. Demand as tributary character exception has a higher acceptance chance. The herd gain is lowered. So herd is a new mechanic up here. It's yet another new resource. And it can be used to spend for a whole bunch of nomadic stuff. Effects on warfare. The retaliation war casus belli is free. Upgrade nomadic horde regiment cost minus 25% gold. And then personal effects. Slightly higher chance to gain the ill trait. Okay, so this current season is White Zud, which is basically winter. During a Zud, nomads are forced to pledge allegiance to stronger rulers to survive. That's why they're more likely to say yes to these things. Alright, that makes sense. Right. Cool. The Great Steppe. To be able to plan ahead, you can take help from your Stargazer. The Stargazer will predict the chance of 2 seasons being next in the region. With this information, you can decide whether it's best to stay put in a location or try to migrate to a neighbouring region. The longer you can stay in a fertile land, the bigger your herd will grow and the happier your people will be. So is there a way of seeing, like, if I look at this land here, is there a way of seeing what I think its one will be? I'm not entirely sure. See, it says my location here. Maybe there's a way of finding out other locations. Yeah, well, maybe it shows if you try and migrate. Anyway. To get an overview of how the other nomads in the Great Steppe are doing, you can view that at the bottom panel. The nomads with the biggest herd hold the title of Gurkhan, with their herd strength being either the biggest threat or the greatest ally you can come across in the steppe. If you hold this title, you can potentially also level up your dominance in the Realms panel to the 5th and final level, Unrestricted Dominance. The herd strength will be used during wars and raids, but in the form of nomadic horde. The horde is part of your herd that is fit for fighting, so think of it as your horses, your camels, and your people that can hold a bow and arrow, while the herd is left, or the herd that is left is sheep, cows, and children, and so on. The Great Steppe. To view other regions, you can click them in this view, but the one impacting you is the one you are currently in. Now, are you ready to lead your flock during both bountiful and trying times? Yeah, sure. We'll try and figure this out. So, there's a very high chance, based on what we know, that the next season is going to be severe drought, which is actually, funnily enough, better than our current one. Yeah, it seems like it is actually a better situation than our current situation. But there is an 11% chance that we get the blessings of the blue sky, and that would be incredible. That is amazing. Right. This is the current Gurkhan. So where is he? Ah, he's in charge of the humans. I see. Well, he does appear to have quite a lot of land. He's also a significant amount stronger than us. Cool. And then we can see all the nomads. So where do we rank in the nomads of the steppe? Let's just have a little look here. So we are... who are we? We're Kokotoy. Yeah, let's see where we actually are in here. Oh, there we go. So we're here. So we're not the weakest, but we're definitely far from the strongest, right? Actually, this is sorted by herd size. Well, I guess that still works, yeah. We're maybe a little bit stronger in military strength than some people below us, and stronger than some people above us, but yeah, our overall herd size is not that large. Okay. Cool. There's going to be a lot of having to work out how things work here. So this is dominance. So this is our dominance thing. This is another mechanic it's talking about. Oh, we got a new tutorial as well. Okay. So back over here. So dominance is something, the larger your realm is and the higher rank it is, the further up your dominance can go. Right? And the larger your herd is as well. And for the final rank, you have to be Gurkhan, you have to have a very large herd, you have to have certain laws. and it also gives you the opportunity to become greatest of all Khans, which is basically going to be our long-term goal. So that's cool. What's our succession law? Kurultai. Under the Kurultai succession, the council plays an important role in decision of who will be next in line. If there are disagreeing voices among the Kurultai, it will lead to a chaotic succession. Under a chaotic succession, the line is unclear and the heir will experience some negative effects at the start of their rule. If all the Kurultai fall in line, the realm will experience a stable succession where the heir will take the throne with the support of their most powerful supporters. Alright, but what was actually the succession law? Like, who is the successor? Can we see? We have no successors, but we also have no children or anything, so who knows? I believe that, yeah, this is the new realm tab as well. They've changed this as part of the DLC, so this whole thing will look different no matter what realm you're playing. So, chaotic succession. Alright. But we still don't know who the heir would be, but I assume that heir is going to be somebody who isn't us, because we have no family. So, it doesn't matter. We have a subject. We have our spy master, who's a subject here. He is our spy master, our vassal, and our baghatur, which is the culture name for knight. Alright, and he's also obedient. Now, obedience is a binary system from what they were saying in the dev diary. So, this means they are either obedient or they are not obedient. It is not like, say, opinion, where they can be somewhere along the line. They either support you or they don't. So this person supports me, means he won't do things against me probably, and he'll be more likely to back me. So, makes perfect sense. It's also belligerent, which means that he wants to act against me. Yeah, that's kind of interesting. So, yeah, that is interesting, or seeks examples of authority. So he wants us to show our authority over them. And then he expects our legitimacy to be 2. Alright. And then what else have we got here? That's just our domain. Our nomadic settlement. Cool. What other tutorials do we have for me here? Oh, it was going to tell us about tributaries, but it no longer is. Will it do it if I go back in here? There we go. Let's do tributaries. Tributaries are a new type of subject. A type of relationship between two rulers where an agreement of a truce is put in place in exchange for periodic payment. When a deal is in place, the tributary then provides either herd, taxes, or prestige to the other, their suzerain. In comparison to the usual subject-type vassals, tributaries have a bit more freedom from their suzerain. They can break free if their own requirements of a leader are not met, and find their luck elsewhere. All types of subjects will be displayed in the Realms panel. This is why they changed it, basically because now everything is going to refer to subjects instead of vassals, right? So there are vassals, but there are also subjects, and subjects include both vassals and tributaries. So that's all this is basically saying. As migration is a common action for nomads, moving away from your tributary lands has a big impact on their willingness to stay as your tribute. If you go too far away from your people, then they're going to be like, well, why should we follow you? You're now really far away, so I'm not going to follow you. If you have the tributary role, it could allow you to grow your herd in peace under the protection of a bigger suzerain, but power can trade hands quickly in the Great Steppe. Make sure you and the people you consider friends aid each other when in need to grow, but don't be afraid to break free and join the side of a greater Khan when the situation demands it. Go where the power is. Right, and the last tutorial it wants to give us is the Kurultai Council. So, the council has changed slightly. Basically, everything that isn't Spy Master is now different. Now you get Kurultai members. Kurultai members are much like your old council members, except they will do different things. Right? So let's say that I'm going to put this guy, Semetai the Brave. He's going to be our new Kurultai member. And then you can see what he can do. So he could do any of these tasks. He could support herders, he can do domestic affairs, which is one that's from the old councillor tasks, organize raiders, increase control. So a lot of these are councillor tasks and a lot of these aren't. It's just that they can do a whole variety of things. Right now, just stay and do what you're doing. That's fine. Right, let's skip this here. The Kurultai will work on their assigned tasks, but their biggest impact will be on the succession of your realm. Each character in the Great Steppe can be obedient to one ruler, and the obedience matters a lot, specifically for your Kurultai members and their say in who your heir will be. So yes, this is obedience. If they are obedient, then they will then start supporting you, and then that means that they'll approve of who your successors are. Although we don't have any successors, so I assume that it's kind of not really doing anything for us here, right? Like, this guy might support our successor, but who cares, because we have nobody who's a successor, so you'll never support it. So it's kind of a catch-22 there. Anyway, let's see where we're going to start. What are the buttons have we got? Migrate. So if I want to migrate here, does it just do it immediately? Ah, it lets me have a look here and see the current Steppe season, but I can't see the next season. So how would I work out what the next season is likely to be? I guess I can't. See, it's still showing mine, but it's not showing other locations. Oh, wait, no. Oh, so this is for the whole region. I'm just realizing something here. So our region of the Eastern Steppe has this thing. So this entire region is going to have it. And then when we move into the Central Steppe, then it would have different things. So we might want to move, like, all the way over here. Can we actually see the regions? Landless rulers. Would be useful if we could see that region as well somewhere. But I'm assuming that we're going to need some new map mode for that. Legends, county fertility. That's kind of interesting as a map mode. It's useful to know, so we can see the bits that have the most fertility and where we might want to go there. That's fine. So if I'm clicking on this, and it obviously doesn't give me any view on what this region actually is. So what if I instead use the title finder and try Central... No. Okay, so it just doesn't show up. Interesting. There's got to be a way of doing it. I just don't know what the way of doing that is. Anyway, that's fine. We'll work that out eventually. Okay, what decisions have we got? Become the greatest of all Khans. Would love to. We're not nearly in the right place. Peace of the Great Khan. Your dynasty has Peace of the Great Khan legacy. So we have a new legacy. Okay, cool. Desperate times. Every vassal becomes obedient to you. Every courtier becomes obedient to you. You'll be able to use the invasion casus belli. So if we have the Havarsan Sud Steppe season, then we can rally the people. Because the land is completely barren. Alright, and we can invade somewhere else. Dominate Khakazia. Alright, start a domination war over this person. This neighboring ruler. For this, but we need to be at high dominance to be able to do it. Which I don't think we are at. Establish the Paisa system. So we need to have the ledger innovation, be the Gurkhan. So yeah, that's far away as well. Expand the steppes. Ah. So if we want, we can potentially expand our steppe into other regions if we happen to get there. Okay, move into conquered lands. This allows you to switch to clan. Okay. So we're probably not going to do that. And then settle the steppe. You can become tribal, feudal, or clan. Wonderful. What is a confederation? So a confederation is basically a collection of small nations that work together. Against the great powers who scorn the weak, the Kirghiz who fight alone will die alone. So enables the offer confederation character interaction may be used on independent duke or count rank rulers to add them to a shared confederation. Confederates will always join each other's defensive wars. Confederates may not raid or declare war on each other. Confederates gain confederation grazing and some county fertility. So yeah, we're not going to make a confederation, but there may be a reason to eventually. Okay, we can recruit some new courtiers, which we might want to do. Call upon your stargazer to help you exploit county fertility. So your stargazer and others will gather to assess the pasture land of Abakan, granting bonuses to its fertility. And then what's consult the skies. May gain loved by Tengri, warrior Tengri, or blessed by Tengri for 5 years. Well, this seems like we should just do it, right? It's a 5-year buff that you can do every 5 years, and none of these are bad. So that's probably just worth doing 100% of the time. Master the art of command. If our nomadic capital has the Square of Tumen building, then we can start getting ourselves some journeys to earn commander traits. And we can forsake nomadism. So it's yet another way of ditching nomad. Alright, and summon wealthy visitors' local offers. A wealthy foreigner will travel to your court leading a caravan bound for the well-developed settled cities. Upon the return, you may receive the following benefits. Oh, but I need to have barter stalls and money for that. Cool. Become an adventurer, things that we've seen before. Yeah, the rest of that is all stuff we've seen before. In here, this is all much the same, although I believe that there is a new feast and a new hunt, but we don't need to worry about that immediately. Cool. Right. Yes, take away call for a confederation. We don't need that for now. Need a new lifestyle. Okay. Let's also just clear out this for a second here. Lifestyle. Probably martial makes the most sense. It just generally does. Stalwart leader is great if we're gonna fight ourselves, which we are probably gonna want to fight as our own character because we don't have that many people. Knight effectiveness is cool here. Is there anything else we need? I guess the extra advantage would be cool as well. Yeah, I think I'll just grab that, and we'll grab even more advantage for ourselves. So all we're trying to do here is just make ourselves as good an army commander as possible. Right, empty council position. So I stuck this guy in here. He obeys no one. So if I wanted him to be obedient, what would I do? So I could bribe him with gold, or I could bribe him with herd, or I could bribe him with both. Alright, I'm not really worried whether you're obedient or not. Kurultai member. So I could put in this guy as well. Kotyan the Proud. Alright. Let's see what I have these guys doing. So you're really good at martial. So I might want to organize some raiders to go and raid. Yeah, maybe I want to start thinking about going and raiding somewhere. Although, how strong are we compared to the people around us? We have 302 troops available to us right now. You have 211. So there's our 210 horse riders, 1 knight. Ours are 301 horse riders, 1 knight. So we could potentially attack them. And everywhere else around us is weak. Fantastic. Alright, that's good to know. We're not married. We should find somebody to marry as well. There is another thing here as well. We have the Nomadic capital. So you may recognize this screen from Landless Adventurers and Administrative. This is yet another domicile. And basically, I believe this is going to be our main holding as we go around. So we do have a holding here, right? But this isn't something we actually upgrade. This is just a thing. We don't have any like other holdings here. We're not constructing stuff. We are nomadic just by design. So we're going to basically almost exclusively use this for our building. So that's going to be something we're going to have to get used to. What's this raid? Buildings will be downgraded 1 level at a time until they're destroyed. The holding will then change to the primary type for your government. Oh. Okay. We're also in Siberian permafrost. We should probably have a look at our culture as well while we're here. So our culture is Kirghiz. So we have tribes to the north. Yeah, this is what I was thinking here. So tribes to the north has a bonus for Siberian permafrost. So we can, 1, recruit Turkan warriors as men-at-arms. Counties of this culture start with Siberian permafrost modifier that reduces the development and control. If the holder and county have the culture of this tradition, Siberian permafrost does not lower control and provides bonuses. Siberian permafrost modifier can be removed by the expand the steps decision or feudalize holding interaction. Tribal buildings upgrades do not require innovations in counties of this culture that have Siberian permafrost modifier. Cannot take the adopt feudal ways and adopt feudal ways through liege decisions. We gain bonuses in winter, and then we get some other bonuses because we're in Siberian permafrost. So let me just have a look over at us here. Well, at our holding. So we do have a development decline here, although we shouldn't be worried about that as development doesn't actually affect us. Gives us an additional building slot that we can't use. Defender advantage. And lowers building construction. Actually, am I sure that I can't use it? Nomadic characters may not construct new holdings. Maybe it also applies to our capital, or maybe that's just another bonus that you can get. Well, maybe you can have that if you happen to become feudal with that. Although you can't become feudal, become clan with that. Alright, what else have we got? Can recruit horse archers. Sounds good. Gain a decision to recruit open terrain commanders. Can always build horse herds in counties of this or in holdings of this culture, allows the become adventurer decision. So it says that we can build horse herds in holdings. Interesting. But currently, we don't really have any holdings with building slots or anything, so I'm not sure how we're going to do that, but I'm sure we will find out. Back to this. Can recruit Tarkans as men-at-arms. Awesome. And then all of that seems good. Quarrelsome. Rulers have a conquest casus belli against neighbouring rulers. All casus belli that require a specific level of fame require one less. Also, it lowers control growth. And we've got prolific hunters, which mean that hunting, we can do it quicker, and we get better bonuses from it. I should also mention, just because I see legend here, I've reset the game rules to default, so every game rule should be default for this one. All of the, whatever it's called, the Iberian struggle should be on, the struggle over here should be on. We're on a completely default game state again, because I know in the last campaign we edited some stuff with plagues and stuff. This one, completely default. Right. We have empty council positions. We have nobody we can put in them. Anyway, I was just thinking about what I was going to do with this guy, wasn't I? And then I got distracted. Okay. So if I wanted more men-at-arms, how would I do that? I could upgrade our horde regiment. You'll pay gold to convert your nomadic horde into men-at-arms. So I'd pay herd and I'd pay gold here. I have a little gold, but not a lot of gold. I can also recruit from subjects. You'll pay gold to recruit a type of men-at-arms that your subject has access to, but you don't. Yeah. Okay. And then horse riders are just a thing we have, which is some amount of our herd. Does it say how much a horse rider to herd ratio is? No. That might recalculate when we unpause then. Oh, it's got something else in here. What's this? Pillage. Oh, this is our raid intent. Ah, this is a new thing for raiding. You can now set a raid intent, so you can say what type of raid you want. So this one, pillage, you get less gold, you get more herd. Terrorize, you get prestige and dread. Capture, you get less gold and you get less herd, but you can potentially imprison people, which could get you other benefits. Plunder, equal gold and more herd, and you may gain an innovation, but it makes your raid slower and your movement speed slower. And then adventure. Which is half gold, half herd, lowers your attrition, it gives you more capacity, but I'm assuming this is meant to be for like a long raid. So you kind of meant to go far and wide for this one. Yeah, well this is just nice and quick. Alright, so we'll keep on pillage for now. Cool. Consult the skies. Well, we have some piety, so let's get a bonus. Cast the knucklebone. My eyes follow Sevenik as he places two reeds on the ground, at some distance from each other. His lips barely seem to move as he recites incantations, watching the reeds advance to each other, touched by the wind. One of them conquers the other. The weight it carries, much heavier than its body. The sky has spoken. Speak to me of love. So there's a chance we can get this. So these are all chances as well. These are not guarantees. Alright. So we can have Warrior of Tengri, we can have Blessed by Tengri, or we can have Speak to Me of Love. Let's say Speak to Me of Love, and I try not to shed a tear. Fantastic. So we now have extra attraction, opinion, and fertility. Now we do need a wife. That would be quite useful for us. Is there anything else we need here? Too few concubines. That might also be good. And we can demand tributaries. Your realms on your perimeter are ready to pay tribute to you. Who? So we have this person here who might accept. So which one do they hold? Ah, so they might be willing to pay that. So these are independent regions. So you are right. So this is your suzerain. So you're a tributary. So tributaries share the same colored bit of land, if that makes sense. So yeah. So we can see there's a line, but it's the same color of land. So that means that they're a tributary. So we could try and be a tributary of this person, in which case she would be the suzerain of that person, and we would be the suzerain of her. Alright. What are other options here? How about you? You look pretty weak. We could just try conquering somebody, I suppose. Alright. And then you are actually just pathetically weak. Although you're a herder, so that would make sense. So we might probably want to see what type of wars we can do. I don't know whether we actually want to expand at all. I mean, I guess the humans have expanded, right? What land do you hold directly? And he holds all of this land directly. Yeah, and he's still nomadic, so I don't know. Anyway, oh yes, is there anything we want to build? What have we got here? A yurt. So yurt gives us herd capacity, fort level, defender advantage. That's all fine. Millet storage. Bunch of herd capacity and county fertility growth. Yurt. So unlocks the court chronicler port position, gives us more tributary taxes. Huh. Alright. Yeah, let's try and find a wife. Find spouse. I don't know, for now, let's just go for somebody who's my religion. So let's say I want them to be at least in Tengriism. Wait. Yeah, well, yeah, at least in this. And then I also want them to probably have an inheritable trait. So it's down to 23 people. Let's set a max age of, say, 25. We're down to 17 people. I want them to be an adult. We're down to 15 people. I'm trying to see if there's anything else we actually care about. I mean, I guess healthy. They'll all be healthy anyway. And not a ruler. Alright. And gain marriage prestige. Nobody would gain me marriage prestige. That's fine. I don't think we have legitimacy, right? We do not have legitimacy. Fantastic. Although we do have... Oh no, we do have legitimacy. It's just got a different symbol. But we are also above it. So that's fine. We can afford to lose a little bit if any of these would make us lose legitimacy. So what are we going to go for here? Well, from a quick scan, there's a lot of people with fecund. Maybe we want that to be our trait that we get in first. Maybe what we're going to go for with this particular character is quantity over quality. We're going to try and have as many people of our family as possible and let the cream of the crop rise. We're going to let whoever is the best be at the top. So, let's maybe go for just fecund so we can see who's actually there. So there's 6 people. Let's go with, well, we've got 2 people who are lustful. You've got a virtue. We're going to go with you. Sorkag Hatani. We're going to lose legitimacy. That's going to lose all of our legitimacy. Do we care? What effect would going down to 0 do? It would lower our herd by 5%. I think we take this for now. I think we take the hit. I think we're okay with that. I could potentially do a grand wedding or something. But actually, before we do that, let's just check. Does anybody not lose us 300 legitimacy? Like, does anyone lose us a smaller amount? That would be a no. Yeah, no, they all lose us 300. Okay, in which case, we're gonna go with you. Could do a grand wedding, but it's too expensive. Could offer herd, but there's no reason to. Right. Send our proposal. We're going to take a major hit at the start here, but that's okay. And we've unpaused the game. Right. We have married. Also, that's kind of cool. Now it shows the house there. Does it always show the house there and it just looks different than usual? Anyway, fantastic. We are now married. That gives us a spouse. Do you want to be obedient? She would be if I gave her gold. Alright, let's ignore that then. She's currently on assist ruler. Right. Next, I might need some people in some court positions. So I have a stargazer. You have other court positions here. So this one is going to give us control in realm capital. Don't need that right now. We have somebody who can be our personal physician who's excellent. Fantastic. That seems worth paying for. Caravan master is definitely worth paying for. Is one of the ones that the AI will always pay for, so that definitely is good. Now, do we want to go to one of these? Like prepare armies? Probably. Although, yeah, maybe we want to do that. That's gonna cost us a lot of money though, but let's do that. Master of the Chase. So that's Master of the Hunt, basically, looking at that. General. Herd conversion into herd riders. Ah, so there is a modifier somewhere that's going to tell you where this goes to. So it's 315. Ah, there you go. Nomadic horde. So it's 20. Wait, it should be 21%. Nomadic horde is a representation of the nomadic ruler's military strength that is obtained as a fraction of their herd, and it only appears when the ruler raises their armies. They're converted into horde riders that can be upgraded to other men-at-arms by paying a gold cost. It goes up by 7.9 per month. So that's our herd. 21%. I'm wondering whether... I'm trying to think of how this works. I'm wondering whether it goes up by 7.9 per month, and then 21% of that gets added to the horde riders. Right? I think that might be how it works. Rather than it being a percentage of your herd, it's a percentage of your herd as it comes in. That would make sense, but we'll need to wait a little bit to see if that's actually how that works. Anyway, General makes that better. Alright. You could put somebody in there. Let's leave that for now. Quartermaster. Lowers men-at-arms maintenance and its domicile building stuff. Antiquarian's one that we've seen before. Keeper of the Horses. Increases your herd gain and herd capacity. That's nice, although we're not anywhere near our capacity. And our gain is so small that our percentage wouldn't matter. Storyteller. Siege Engineer makes sieges better. Chief Bodyguard is somebody who's going to improve the number of knights we can have, and then Foreign Emissary, increase tributary taxes. Right, we'll leave them for now. Let's do a war. I want to see how a war works. Also, we do need to move at some point, right? Because our fertility is going down. Though it's not 0, but I guess we could try and see, is there somewhere that's got better fertility nearby that we want? Let's maybe do that. So I would feel better about being down here in Western Tanu, or the mountains of Katu Yarik. Are they member... I have to actually use the terrain map mode. So that moves us down here, although this isn't telling me where the Siberian permafrost. I guess it's not, because it doesn't have the negative on it. Let me just zoom in further. Yeah, so it's up here, it's where we get a bonus, but doesn't necessarily mean we have to live in Siberian permafrost just because we can cope. How about this one over here? It's also not permafrost. Alright, I think we might come down south a little bit here then, if we can. How about Katu Yarik? Let's have a look here. But that's part of Great Liao, which is that's a herder realm. Oh no, it's part of you. Who's part of you? I see. So if I wanted to migrate here, can I? Let's have a look. I want to migrate here. Oh, thank you for the advice. You have the possibility to migrate. Click on the migrate button. Yeah, cool. Choosing a new location for your herd should be mainly based on county fertility, which is also here. I didn't need to leave here, I guess. That's fine. That's fine. The distance that you can migrate depends on your tiers and dominance the lower you're currently at. Realms with a large domain and high dominance will have different needs for migrating. Alright, how about here? Right. So we can now see what it would be like over here in this one. Wait, does that say... Okay, it's out of 200. I was wondering why it looked like that wasn't going to work. Okay, so... to select the location, click a de jure title on the map. Next. Depending on your location, you'll see pins on the map telling you of specific county fertility or some of the entire domain fertility of the de jure title selected. The chosen location of your migration always holds at least one nomad or herder, then you'll have to negotiate to be granted access. You can offer them herd, gold, or use a hook to help you to convince them to accept your proposal to migrate to their area. There can be several nomads in the same location as your target location. If you were to migrate in a hostile way, they would all react, but if you can persuade the strongest character within the region you're moving in, you'll be welcomed by them all. If the migration negotiation is accepted, you will have to leave your current title behind and possibly your subjects as well. If a nomad with the biggest herd in the area does not accept your proposal, you'll have to declare war against them and other nomads that inhabit the chosen location. You can see the total herd strength displayed in the window for these cases, similar to as if the negotiation is accepted, the declined proposal will lead to you leaving your current tribe behind and possibly your subjects as well. Cool. If all goes well with the migration, you'll have heaps of new land to graze, new possibilities to deal with, a settlement issue that grants you the opportunity to handle conflicts and increase local county control in the new domain. Lands change hands often in the Great Steppe, so make sure you balance your dread with opinion as well to keep all doors open. One lost title for a nomad tribe means trifall within the grasp as long as you can keep growing your herd and dominance. Alright, I want to move here. I want to migrate to this duchy. This is currently the guy who's in charge of that duchy. Combined military strength is larger than us. What if I offer him herd? I offer him gold and herd. So I could offer him a lot and migrate over there. And then this guy would migrate with me because he's obedient. Okay. What if we migrated... Oh, where are we? What if we migrated... Well, we're already... Yeah, it's already our own realm, so we're not really migrating if we go from there. We can migrate over here. Yeah, which probably isn't fine. How about over here? Oh, I don't want to offer anything. No. I see. So the main problem we're going to have is that if we migrate anywhere, they're all going to be mad at us. Alright. So we can't migrate right away. What if I want to just declare war? Let's just get something to happen here. Also, we could ask him to be our blood brother. What does that do? Special form of friend and ally. Characters may only have one blood brother. This blood brother becomes a symbolic member of their family and thus must not already be a family. Blood brothers call to war is refused. The special relationship will break in two and the two will become rivals. Blood brothers to children and their primary spouses have increased mutual opinion and may negotiate alliances with one another. Cool. We may choose warlike blood brother. No, that's fine. I'm probably just going to declare war upon you if I'm honest. So if I declare war upon you... So it's a nomadic county quarrel. You gain contested titles. Says we're stronger. Let's declare war. Right, let's raise some troops. Let's go to war. Let's see what this is like. So raise them, and we're attacking. Ooh, also shows them as horses now, which is cool. We're leading. Oh, wait, we're an organizer? That's fantastic. Right. Wait, is our wife also a knight? We've got equal, where are we? Where would I even see it? In here? Oh, martial is equal. Ah, cool. So our wife is also a knight. I forgot to look in here. We've got children with learning education may gain wise man trait. Prestige from level of splendor goes up and you get more long range bonus. And there's an at peace opinion modifier instead of an offensive war modifier. And you can use the invasion cast belly once per lifetime if you happen to be prestigious. Right, let's attack. We've defeated their army. They've raised a new army. Can I split off from this army to leave enough to siege? No, we need everyone to siege. I understand. Right, defeat that army and spin around. Nice, we caught them. And we defeat their army again. Capturing more and more people. We need people for our realm, so if you would join me, that would be fantastic. Yes, I want you to be recruited. Uzer as well. I'm not too picky right now. We may be picky in the future, but right now, we're just looking for people. Wonderful. They've joined me. I love the way he keeps cheering over here. It is a little bit like The Sims. I think I clicked away something I didn't need to click away. So this person has now migrated. Alright, cool. We have new council positions as well. I didn't actually put any of you guys onto anything. Explore cultures. Cultural reformation cooldown and cost. Ooh, interesting. Aid Stargazer. What's he good at? He's mostly good at martial. Yeah, but it's only things for raiding. That doesn't really seem to matter. Let's get him to help out with the fertility in the land. In there? Yeah, that's fine. And then you're mostly good at martial as well. Why don't you help out with fertility in the land for now? I also have some new people who can be Cruelty members. Let's go for Uzer and Sotan. This is our group. And I guess you can, yeah, support the herders for now. That's fine. Right. And now we siege. Someone else? My wife is once again absent from her chambers as night falls. She has been distant lately, lost in thought and rarely seen at court. Am I not to her satisfaction? Is he simply busy? Or could she be warming someone else's bed? Well, we're not paranoid, so... Let's say... Oh, also we got this new trait, which I did see before. Different opinion and different faith popular opinion is all positive here. Gain a decision to recruit open terrain commanders allows them to become adventurer decision. If nomadic characters settle outside the Great Steppe, only their children will inherit this state or this trait. Let's say, do you have another? She said no. That's unsurprising. I mean, she's been here about 2 seconds. Through downcast lashes. As my eyes meet Begum Sibel's for what feels like the 20th time tonight, I know I am not imagining things. Even from the other end of the table, her gaze feels as intense as the midday sun. She wants me, and I cannot lie, I want her too. Or is it to her husband, Beg Jurgel, what I truly desire? Does it even... Or is it punishing her husband, Beg Jurgel, what I truly desire? Does it even matter? So I made a decision for this playthrough, which I haven't mentioned yet. Anytime we have any chance of something happening, anytime there's anything risky, we're going to take it. Like, we're going to take the bad percentage odds, we're going to, like, go for things that seem nonsensical, because there's a challenge, and we're going to take the challenge. So yes, we are going to give her a good tumble, because it is right there in front of us. Afterwards, Sybil falls to the mattress with a thump, her breath ragged and eyes half closed. Languorously, I wipe the sweat of her generous rear with gentle fingers. Merely a moment later, Sybil pushes my hand away with an apologetic smile. It is nearly morning, I better leave. Well, let's try and make her our lover. She became our lover. Fantastic. And now, we have won the siege. We captured some more people. Wonderful. Well, let's start with ending the war. We're in enforcer demands. Oh, it says valuable prisoners will be sent back. Who's valuable? Captured heir. Alright, so we're gonna ransom this guy for 10 gold. Actually, for some herd. Can we see how much herd we got here? That's how much of our herd has been raised as nomadic horde. I'm gonna ransom you for herd. Nice. Cool. That seems good. So what's this? You have now moved over here. Alright, cool. That's going to be very hard to keep track of, at least initially. Who else have I got here? I've got his wife. That's alright. Let's enforce our demands. So now the valuable prisoners won't be sent back. Wonderful. So now we have expanded into here. So this is now our holding as well. I can abandon this holding to a herder if we don't want to hold it. Oh. I see. It's got a cattle herd here, and it's more Siberian permafrost. Nice. Okay. Let's disband our army. Now let's just have a look. How many do we have? 371. 21%. I'm still not sure how that works, but I think the initial way we thought it works might be true. Can we take her as a... I was just wondering whether we can take her as a concubine if we... Yeah, wait, if we recruit her with a hook, I think we can do that. And then you... Why don't you... Well, we'll keep other religions around. I don't think we need to convert everything, based upon the fact that we get bonuses if people are... Well, we get less negatives if people are other faiths. Yeah, I think I read that. Anyway, we're going to recruit. Did I read that in here? That's Warmonger. Was it in here? Oh, it was one of these. Wait, which one was it? Oh, wait, no, it was in this trait. There we go. Different faith opinion is positive. So that, I assume, means it doesn't want you to convert faith and culture. Or at least it's not going to be as important. Alright, so we have a new person who has now joined us. And she has now joined us. Now, could we grant her a court position? No, so we cannot take her as a concubine or anything of that matter. Could re-imprison her using the hook. Could negotiate obedience with the hook, at which point she would support us. Yeah, let's have her support us for now. A secret exposed. My spy master, Beg Jurgel, has revealed that I'm seeing Begum Sybil in secret. Is that not his wife? is indeed his wife. With the truth spreading like wildfire, our passion may not have been as hidden as we would like to believe. This child of mine, my lover, Begum Sybil, has been showing the signs of pregnancy for some time now. My suspicions about me being the father of the child have grown in tandem with her stomach. Now I know for certain, as does the rest of the realm, the child is mine. Ah, okay. Well, that's awkward. Now, is that child already born? No, because that one is... Yeah, that one existed at the start of the game, so it must be the new child. Yes, new child. So it might still be a child that could be our child, but anyway. Right. Oh, we do have courtiers who we could make into our new courtiers who we could make into our concubine. Yeah, let's take you as a concubine. And we're going to take you as a concubine. And we're going to take you as a concubine. Just taking the people who aren't in my court positions as concubines here. Right. That gives us a high chance of more children, which is basically my only goal right now. We need an heir, because the game will end if we don't have an heir. We also need one of these guys to increase control. How about you? How about you go increase control over there? Yes. Then you are going to do that. And then you're going to manage fertility here for now. What's our current fertility level? Very, very low. Yeah. Okay. Well, let's see what we can do. Yeah, we probably want to migrate at some point, but now we're a little bit stronger. Let's let it go a second or two. Gained a rival. That's fair. She's been imprisoned. Oh no. Might be executed. Find out how that goes. Or migration into nearby land. So now I have more land. Could I migrate somewhere that's got better fertility? Somewhere up here that's got 42 fertility. So this one's quite near us. It's got better fertility than our current land, which is currently like garbage. Yeah, so let's try and move into Anja here. So we're going to go and try and take this land. That's what we're going to do. So we're going to migrate. You can't migrate here. You must be able to attack all rulers who hold land in blue Caucasia. But we can't do that because... Why? Why can we not attack everyone who's over here? Is it... Yes, I actually don't know. Why can I attack you? Yeah? You? Oh, let's have a look. Oh, one of them is me. That's why I can't attack all rulers. Because one of them is me. Ah, that makes perfect sense. What about this? This got 28% up here. They're all weak. They're all like absolutely weak over here. Yeah, let's do it. Let's migrate over to this one. They will accept because he's a herder. They have no military strength. Alright. I will lose this, which is my primary title, because I'm gaining a new primary title. This guy is disobedient and will become your tributary instead of your direct vassal. Could I demand that he's obedient before I do this? I could offer him some herd. There we go. Let's do that. He bows to me. I'm now going to migrate over here. Yeah. You're going to accept. He's going to migrate with us. Let's see what this is like. Migrate. So now we're on a path over here. We have an empty council position of spy master temporarily, I'm assuming. Let's put you in there. It's our spy master. And now we're heading towards greener pastures. The whole camp sounds like a roaring waterfall. Kids running around, animals protesting, grunting, adults finishing packing up. Dozens and dozens of memories untidily organized in bundles and cranes. I take a last look at Abakan while I tap my horse on his side. I can only hope Ut is as nice to us as this place was. So that might have been a pointless war after this, but let's see. Let's see what happens. Somebody else took our place's cultural head. Is that because we no longer have any strength technically because we're not anywhere? My concubine is pregnant. Fantastic news. A place to call home. Tender snow crunches under the hoofs of our horses. The layer is so thick that it covers all the grass. These lands pay diligent tribute to Chieftain Bear, Yildiz warns us. I do not expect you to tolerate otherwise. The pasture quality is not as good as I would have liked. Few things are in life. So I can become a nomadic tributary of this guy. How strong is he? He is not strong. I bow to no one. So he now gets to cast his belly on me because I've taken his lands. But I wanted them, so they're mine. Alright, and that now gives us 2 pieces. We now have 2 pieces of land. Still, as we had in the other place. But did we have 2 pieces of land because we had 2 pieces of land previously? Or do we have 2 pieces of land because there were 2 pieces of land here? Not entirely sure. What I do know is that the fertility is much higher here, which is then going to mean that we can get more herd, which is then going to make us stronger. I think I understand the basics, but at the same time I understand nothing. Also, this guy now wants to be on my council, the guy who couldn't be on my council because we were traveling. So I guess you're going to replace that guy. Yeah, you can now be on my council. He also hates us for sleeping with his wife, but I mean, that's kind of fair. Anyway, I'm going to end the episode here. Thank you very much for watching. So far, nomadic stuff has seemed weird, but I'm kind of into it. So we'll see how it plays out more next time. Also, because this is the first video of a series, and I only say it on the first video of a series, I really appreciate a comment, a like, a subscribe, any of that sort of stuff, because it really helps with search ranking, and it helps the series grow as more people watching the first episode generally leads to more people watching the second episode. It's a crazy concept. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.